Ladies and gentlemen, how exciting to be here with you on this auspicious day. It is my very great privilege to be bringing you and swinging about the joint in my little RU251, the Winter Malinovka map update. I'm Bushka on Blitz, and for those of you that don't know, I'm a big fat Aussie tanker that likes to chatter away like an absolute idiot. Today we're going to be chattering away like idiots about Winter Malinovka. Now, this is not your granddad's Winter Malinovka. This, in fact, is a hip happening Malinovka. It's probably got a skateboard and a record deal and loves a bit of vegan food, and it's drastically different to the Malinovka that you have no doubt become used to. And I mean, that's pretty much Captain Obvious, Bushy, because it's obviously a map update and that's why you're doing a video. But a couple of big things. The variance in altitude. The difference between the top area of the map here up at the northeastern Windmill and the very bottom area of the map around the southernmost Windmill in the swamp area is a lot narrower. And that Windmill area up there that we're just looking at now has been flattened right out. So you don't get hordes of people coming up here and trying out their gun depression within 20 feet of each other. And that's what the map had really devolved into. And it's one of the reasons that wargaming had earmarked this map for a bit of an update. You had a whole meta where everyone would rush the Windmill or sit in spawn camping. Now, those camping spawn areas are gone as well. There's no massive hills where TDs will basically waste 5 minutes of their life trying to hit really tiny targets with really big guns. And that's important because this town area here was nigh on impassable in the old part of the map. You wouldn't drive across here at the start of a map because you were basically on display for anyone with half a brain and 7 or 8 degrees of gun depression. It's also made that cap area now a really relevant part of the map. You can go to the cap area and there are broken lines of fire all through that village. So you can't just be sniped and reset. People are going to have to get off their butt, drive out of their spawn and do something if they want to win the map and you're in a cap situation. The bottom area of the map is really, really exciting and interesting as well. I'd also like to tip my hat to the boys and girls who are behind the design of this map because it's very easy to access from one area to the next. That was a really big negative in the old Winter Malinovka. If someone got on cap and you were down the bottom and you weren't in a medium tank or a light tank, it took you an absolute age to drive back up, which meant you could quite often lose on a cap without contesting. In addition, they've done a good job with the artwork and the atmosphere is absolutely spot on. You'll see all the waters turned into iced areas now, which is fantastic because there's this area down the back here I used to call the Bitter Sea, where very bitter tank drivers, when outnumbered 1 on 5 or 1 on 6, would go and drown themselves rather than surrender their kill shot to the noobs on the red team. So I'm very happy about that. There's anywhere left on the map for them to drown themselves. And they've added little bits and pieces right throughout, not the least of which is the HMS Bushka washed up down here while on a vital mission for headquarters. There's little bits like that. There's a lovely house on top of the hill, which looks absolutely superb. And yeah, the artwork team have been outstanding. I'm a big fan of map changes which make the game more dynamic. And as much as people love to whine, and myself among them, about the removal of long sniping lines, they're still there in this map, but you just have to get off your butt and go and find them. This is no longer a map for people who like to drive 30 seconds out of spawn and never move again, which unfortunately was a large portion of the population when driving this. And it's not always the fault of the driver because there weren't many other options. Well, wargaming have given us options. They've given us a map that should encourage a really varied playstyle and a lot of tank movement. And I think for that, we should be thankful. Anyway, boys and girls, I'm Bushka on Blitz. I hope you've enjoyed this little romp through Winter Malinovka with me. I can't wait to get out there and give this one a run through. Should be on high rotation in the first few weeks. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do, because we're always throwing videos up and there's plenty of absolute nonsense popping up in the next few weeks, not the least of which will be more official wargaming content, a bit of Object 140 advanced tactical guides and the like. So until next time, team, stay safe on the battlefield.